God was going to bring the future, but he had to arrange the set. He had to order the things, the area, the environment where the future was going to dwell.
Have border posts, and they have boundaries, they have guidelines, they have a wall built around about their relationship. That is what order does. Order creates boundaries around your relationship. And order you put into place brings you into a place where you have boundaries. God set Adam and put him in the garden. Said that life is a coin. Are we there?
Yes.
The man had said that life is a coin. You can spend it on whatever you want. You can spend it on whatever you want, but you can only spend it once. Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Glory and praise is due to our Lord. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
A man had said that life is a coin. You can spend this coin on whatever you want, but that you can only spend it once. Isn't it interesting?
Very interesting.
How you can spend a coin on whatever you want, yet you have the option of spending it only once. That's the reason we are saying a time comes when, whether you like it or not, you will have to redeem the time.
Yes, sir.
Not because the days are evil, but the days are very unfriendly.
Yes, sir.
Now, because we are in an unfriendly time, whether you like it or not, you will have to redeem the time. Time does not wait for you. Time is your friend and is not your friend. When you play with time, time becomes an enemy. Not because he wants to be your enemy, but because you don't understand how it operates. It's ticking. And every tick means do something now. And that's why we are here today. To help somebody, to help them do something in their relationship. Thank you everyone for joining us at this time.
Thank you.
We want to look very seriously at the Word of God and tell ourselves, whether we like it or not, a time comes when decisions have to be made. That was what we arrived at the other day. We said to ourselves, in a relationship, whether you like it or not, you will have to make some serious decisions at every point in time. That is how relationships are. Now, our goal today is to make sure we reach out to those young people who are within the age of maybe between 25 and 35, who have decisions to make. Time is not on anybody's side. There are decisions to be made, especially you have found a partner, you are in a relationship, or you need to take this relationship to the next level. The time has come. Actually, the real word is that you have to stop dating and you have to start becoming committed. Question then is, how do we do this? Because we need to redeem the time.
And I think we're talking majorly to young men.
Yes, please.
Because in Africa, the young men make the decisions. Young people are in a relationship. The lady is not permitted to make decisions as to when they should get married. You know, you're looked at as being forward or being, what do you call it? You're not respectful when you propose to a man. So you see a young lady like me, who has been in a relationship with a guy, praying, fasting, and believing God for years on end for the guy to propose, and he's not proposing. Now, why is the guy not proposing? A lot of people don't take it to heart to find out why the guy is not proposing. Now, why is the guy saying, I love her, I really like this lady, but there's something I just need to do. Why is the relationship dragging? You see, some people are in a very long relationship, not because they planned it, not because that's what they set out to do, but because there are certain unresolved things that need to be thought about, or to be discussed, or to be explained, or maybe they don't even know about it, that they need to address before they can even get into a relationship.
Exactly.
And that is what we are about today. Some people are even married, that decision, they didn't make it well, and they are still regretting. So in order to avoid such regrets, let's address it before you say I do. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Because there's a template that we need to create around whatever we want to talk about. Have you seen a situation where two people are in a relationship?
Yes, sir.
They love each other. Their relationship is progressive, and they are, doing well. At every stage, you want to say that, okay, the two of them are earning, they have certain basic things going for them, and you just look at the guy, and the lady is like, I'm in my mid-30s, for God's sake. You understand me?
Yes.
Even if she's not opening her mouth to say it, every move she makes speaks about her age. I'm in my mid-30s, for God's sake. Yes, we have a relationship. Yes, I love you. Yes, the parameters are okay. Yes, but why are you not
Married.
Why are you not taking it to the next level? This is the thing.
Yes, sir.
She wants you to take it to the next level,
Yeah.
but the guy is saying, I am not ready.
But
That I am not ready is my main concern today.
you see why a guy will not be ready. You see, when a guy has not taken it to heart, to understand that the lady is like a flower,
Yes.
and a woman's lifespan somehow is not like the man's lifetime. It's not like the man's lifetime. No, we as women, we have the time we blossom. Everybody wants to marry us and take us home. We have the time when we can easily go take in and then go to the labor ward and jump out of the labor ward with a baby crying in our hands. And we have things that we could do within a time given to us. You see, a woman's life is like, I don't know. Everything is like.
They made her, let's come from this background.
Okay, sir.
To tell ourselves that a woman is not like a man. She was made in the garden.
Yes, sir.
In the garden, there's timing for everything. Everything is under timing.
Time to plant.
Everything works by seasons.
Yes, sir.
So then, if everything in the garden works by seasons, and the Songs of Solomon said she is a garden.
Yes, sir.
If she's a garden, everything around her works by season.
Yes, sir.
Then it means there's a timing around the life of a woman. So every man needs to understand this.
Yes, sir.
And the timing, you can't afford to play with.
And if you play with the time, you will discover that the things you're expecting, you might not get them. Imagine not planting during the season of planting.
Okay.
You're not planting a seed in the season of planting.
Okay.
You will lose that season, and during the time of harvest, you have none. Imagine not weeding the planted seed when it is time for it to be weeded. When it is overgrown with weeds, you have no harvest. So everything that has to do with the woman has time to it. Now, when a lady in her 30s and has been in a relationship, possibly for 4 or 5 years with a guy, begins to look at the guy like, what are we doing?
For God's sake,
and why are we here? Unfortunately, some guys really like, are you trying to force me into marriage now?
That is how
the lady is conscious of her time. She's conscious of the fact that if I get into my mid-30s and I fall pregnant, there might be complications which you might not be able to handle. So why are we going to be waiting for that time to
And even if you're able to handle it, can we beat the whole of everything that has to do with complications or whatnot?
That is the truth.
Some of the things we suffered are the reasons we are speaking this way.
Exactly.
We don't want someone outside there to suffer.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't want you to suffer, we want you to understand how things operate, especially around a woman.
Yes,
the first consideration when it comes to taking your marriage to the next or your relationship to the next level, the first thing to consider is not yourself as a man.
As a guy.
Don't think about yourself. Think about the woman.
Somebody is enemy.
Because everything around her is regulated with timing.
Yes, sir.
Everything around her is regulated by timing. And if you are not the fortunate one While you are still dilly-dally thinking it's about you, may she not fall into menopause in your hand?
No, even if
what would that be?
Even if she doesn't fall into menopause,
yes,
she can decide. What if there are other people who want to take her away?
That is the problem.
You love her. You're supposed to make a decision. You're not making the decision. And then you're expecting her to stay and grow old in your hands.
You saw how a lady walked away from a very vibrant relationship.
That the guy
love this guy.
Yeah.
The guy says,
I love you too.
The last 2 years with you in my life have been the best years of my life. Question then is, if it has been the best year, what are you looking at?
The guy is 30, the lady is 36.
And the 36.
Yeah.
And the guy says, I am not ready. Full grown 6'3" adult. And I am not ready. And I ask myself, for the sake of God, when on earth are you going to be ready? Because there is no perfect timing. You understand me? If you're waiting for the right time, there is no right time to take your relationship to the next level. All we are saying is quit dating. Start thinking well.
Especially
as a man.
Yes, sir.
There is no right time to take your relationship to the next level. You are waiting for money, the money never comes. You are waiting for a big house, there's nothing like that. Are you getting me? I waited for this, thinking that's the only way to get married. At a particular point, the money was not coming. But immediately I said I wanted to marry, the money I was looking for began to come. Are you seeing how funny life can be?
Yes, sir.
The things that delay us, the things that hold a man down. Meanwhile, those things will not tell him they are intended to weaken the man.
Can we just unpack those things?
We will take these things further because we need to understand where we are coming from.
What are the things that hold guys down?
That hold men down.
You have found a woman, you love her, you are enjoying the relationship, you feel you cannot live without her. I remember the guy saying, my life is meaningless without you. So, and yet you're not ready.
A meaningless life without. Are you seeing how selfish a man can be?
What are those things, Baba?
This is the problem.
Can you tell me some of those things?
Number one,
yes.
Background.
What do you mean by that?
His background, where he's coming from. A man's background can militate against him. You know why? We are 5 of us in the family. Right now, I am about 28 or 29 years old, with the youngest being about 13 or 14 in the high school. Our parents are getting older. And by virtue of my position, I am the one that is responsible. Are you seeing the craziness of that our culture? I am the one responsible for the rest of them. So I have to ensure, so the responsibility is on me because of where my background. I have to ensure that these ones get somewhere financially, at least support them in school before I can hands off. But while doing that, you have your relationship suffering at the other side. Those are the things. Where backgrounds speak, you understand me, against a person. Apart from that, nobody, when you look at where you are coming from, you tell yourself, if I try this, I don't have money. Who will help me? Are you seeing it? Because of my background, if I try this, who will help me? I don't have a brother who is well off. I don't have a cousin whom I can run to. Support system is not there. Are you seeing how a man's background can speak into the present because he wants to limit the man's future?
But you know that the guy might be helped if he opens his mouth to even discuss with the lady.
Did it not happen?
I discovered that sometimes men don't discuss such fears with the lady they are in a relationship. To say, listen, I am challenged.
Yes.
What is holding me from proposing, or what is holding me from taking this relationship to the next level is that I am considering where I came from. You see my this, you see my that, you see my responsibilities, you see the expectations of my family.
This is staring me on the face.
Exactly. So what do you say? Allow the lady to make contributions. Because you're in a relationship after all, she's going to get married to you. That background will not go away. Those responsibilities will still be there. But just talk. Let her participate in that decision. But you know, there's something about, I don't know, I'm not trying to generalize.
No.
Please forgive me, guys, I hate to generalize. But I discovered that men naturally don't like talking things that bug them.
Especially things that have stayed long in the mind.
Exactly.
The things that brings out the man. He looks, you know, they have this look of, I'm trying to demean myself. I'm trying to make myself look little. It's just a relationship we have. Why should I be telling you about my background? Why should I be telling you about where I come from? Meanwhile, talking about your background will help you because it will assist you in beating the thing that is. Do you know the background can be a block?
Yes, sir.
Now, to remove that block, it will take somebody else to help you see what you have not seen. That way, you walk above
the set
background, so to say.
Yes, sir.
So then you discover that the background of a man, do you know they can speak against the man? While at the same time, the man might not be coming from a poor background, that he's coming from a rich background.
It's another problem.
It's another issue entirely.
Yes, sir.
I want to marry you.
My family, will they accept you?
When I think of come, let's go home, I have played it in my mind. I know how we operate in that house. And I know their disposition. I don't need an angel to tell me when they will not agree for this one. Meanwhile, you have noticed one or two things with the girl that she will display and your people will not agree. You never brought it to the open to say, my love, please, consider this, consider this, consider this. Because of the larger society or where we are.
Where I'm coming from.
Where I'm coming from. Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Besides, I'm coming from that family where if they know that you came from a poor background, what will they do to you? They will size you up and they will look at you from that point.
Or they will
because you know it.
Exactly.
Because you know it, you are not able to decide because of what you know.
And yet you love her.
Yet you love her.
And yet you can't take her home.
That's right, you say
or
that.
Maybe she's not that educated and you believe that your parents, when you take them home, both of them are professors or doctors. And they're going to look down on her. She only has a bachelor's, you have a PhD, or you have a master's degree. Who says that should count?
So what?
No, so what's the big deal? Now, if you love her, did you love her because she had a degree? Or because she came from... You didn't even know who she was when you asked her out.
She has ordinary matric.
Yeah.
You love her. Is that why you cannot identify with her? Are you saying, is that why you cannot identify with her? So, I watched a film recently where a house girl, a house girl was sent by a young man's mother to say, go, I'm employing you to go and help take care of the house of my son. Somewhere, somehow, the guy kept looking at the girl. And in a moment of time, you understand me? They hooked up together. Now, one day came when the guy had a presentation to do. In the process of doing this presentation, he needed somebody by his side. Do you know he dressed the house girl up? Then, the house girl followed him. That was when the reality hit him that, oh, I have a treasure here.
I didn't know.
I didn't realize it.
The treasure is clothed with house girl.
Clothed with house girl. When eventually, the people he went to make present, he got what he was looking for. At the end of the day, they now discovered that it was his house girl that came with him. They were going to fire him. He said to them, I am resigning. Why are you going to resign? Because I love that house girl. Are you seeing it?
Yes,
I love this person you call house girl.
Yes, sir.
She's no longer a house girl. I love her to the point where I want to marry her. And I'm not regretting that.
Yes,
are you seeing how a man needs to identify with what he loves? And when when the time comes for you to make decisive statements concerning what you believe in, you don't look back to make such statements.
You know why many guys who have these background issues are not able to propose even despite those things?
Yes,
because,
please.
like you said, you come from a better background, so to say, and maybe she comes from a challenged background. You can take her side. Your family know you, and you know your family. You can defend her, you can polish her up, you can allow her to go to further studies, you can push her into doing things that not because of your family, but for your own sake also. If you improve on her, you have actually added value to yourself. And then if you present her the way you want her to be presented, they will also see what you have seen. But then even if they don't see what you have seen, you know what you saw. I discovered that families will tell you if you make a mistake in deciding or in choosing a wife. If you eventually make a wrong choice, after you've lost the same person that you said you love, your family will be the ones that will tell you, if you were serious, you wouldn't have listened to us.
It means you don't know what you want.
Yeah. If you really knew what you wanted.
Remember that story of a young man who got a lady?
Yes, sir.
And then he brought the lady home. They looked at the lady and they said, she's not the one.
So who
You
is the
understand me? And then he totally believed in the parents, and he told the lady, sorry, my parents said you are not the one. And he cut ways with them. Eventually, the one he married, which they agreed,
was the one?
was not able to give back to a child. And then the guy now confronted them. The lady I wanted to marry, this was the situation. You said this and this, then the parents looked at him. You didn't know what you want.
If you really
If you knew what you wanted,
you would have
fought for her. And we actually wanted to test whether you are a man.
But guys, you see, we are talking about this because we are trying to help you make decisions. You see, when it comes to these things, later on, at the end of time, you are the one that will sit with the consequences of your decision. Remember that no father, no mother will want to come and live with you when you're married and when you have your own kids. Even when they are old, they don't want to come to you. So if you know that you're the one that will sit with the consequences of your decision or otherwise, you better shine your eyes.
The question is, do you even know what you want? In shining your eyes, do you know what you want?
What is the value?
When you see what you want,
yes,
can you give it the value it deserves?
What is the value of what you want?
That is the thing.
Are you desperate enough for what you want to shun your background?
Okay.
To shun the speaking and the dictates of your background in your mind. You know, I've seen people who, because of their background, they say, I can't marry a rich man's daughter.
Yeah.
Because if I marry a rich man's daughter, she will be dictating to me how to live.
That also is a lie.
Come on.
And you see,
what kind of things are those? You know,
because she's a rich man's daughter,
but you love
she will
her.
dictate to me. And you build all your life on a generalization or an assumption that is not real.
Yes, sir.
What if God brings the daughter of a rich man to you, whom she doesn't even want to identify
with the wealth?
With the wealth. She doesn't even want you to know that that's who she is. She just likes to live a very, very simple life.
Okay.
How would you explain
But that is not to say
Yes.
that some rich girls are not saucy, right? I'm not trying to generalize now.
Yeah.
There are some girls, whether they are poor or rich, they are very saucy. Now, you can, if she loves
Have you
you,
seen a poor guy that is saucy?
of course, I said whether they are rich or poor, they are the same. Now, when you are assuming you are the one in that kind of relationship, where the girl is saucy, but you love her and she loves you. If you love her, you can make her up. If she loves you, you can put into her what you want, because her love for you will make her from time to time to open up, and you know how to plant the things that are right and take away the things that are not right. You see, I don't believe in a perfect relationship that was made from heaven. The reason why God allows people to meet is that there are things that are in you that are not okay for you and us. And there are things in me that are not okay for me and you, and us. So I help you remove those things that are not okay for us, and you help me remove those things that are not okay for us, then we can blend together. So if you see she is saucy because she's from a rich background, there are things you can do. You know, me, I feel the girl is even in a more drastic situation or dire situation if the guy is from a rich family and is saucy. You know, she can't influence anything. She'll be feeling like, am I a house girl or what? Now, if you, we're not talking about the ladies today, we're talking about the gentlemen.
Guys.
So if the guy is the one that is saying, I love her, but she's saucy, even though she loves me, then what do you want to make out of her? She's like a raw material in your hand. She loves you. It makes her a material. You can work on her to make her what is right. I'm not saying what you want, because remember, she has her own mind. She has what she also wants.
Do you even know what you want?
Okay.
And at that point in time, do you know what you want? If you know what you want, we won't even be talking about this right now.
Yes, sir.
We're saying this now because what you want, the decision to put what you want into place is out of place.
Yeah, it's not decided yet. Okay.
That's why we're speaking this way. Another reason why people delay by saying I am not ready is pressure. Not knowing how to manage pressure.
What kind of pressures?
Have you seen how a young man feels, look, I have a lot of things that have happened in my life. Those things that have happened in my life have brought me under severe pressure.
Yes.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
They have brought me under a lot of pressure. And because I am under those pressures, instead of sitting down to discuss with the woman, do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Look at what I am going through. Look at the pressures that are around me. That is the reason for which I said, I am not ready. When you explain the reason for her, you don't even know whether one sentence will take care of the pressure, or she knows somebody who can assist to take the pressure away from you. We're talking about pressure. It might be financial pressure. A lot of the times, it is financial pressure. Financial pressure in the sense that right now, I earn about $6,000 in a month. And the $6,000 I earn, 3/4 of it, $6,000 goes into one deal or the other. At the end of the day, I'm left with only $300, which we can spend. Now, will you still be able to go around with me?
And he's not
looking at
discussing
my
it.
present state.
And
he's not discussing
he's
it.
keeping it
He's
down.
keeping it down.
And he's still
yet
keeping
he's
the
operating from there.
Oh my God.
Are you seeing the thing?
Yes, sir.
He's operating from the place of that pressure. Baby, I love you, but I'm not just ready. I will only be ready after 12 months because of
The debts I
the
have to pay.
debts, which he's not talking about. So he's constantly under pressure because the girl is looking at him. You are okay. You are the kind of man any girl should say, I have a man. But yet, the guy cannot rise up to responsibility
Yes, sir.
because of pressure. Financial pressure around his life. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it might not even be financial pressure, parental pressure. Are you seeing me?
Yes, sir.
Parental pressure. They are like, I hope you are not going to bring a girl from it from that tribe.
I remember my cousin.
Are you seeing
He
it?
faced that.
Don't even think twice. She doesn't know whether the person that is coming is going to be an angel. She doesn't know whether it's the savior of the, whether she will be the savior of that
The
home
family
in
of
time
that.
to come.
Yes, sir.
But because she's coming from a particular tribe, don't even think it. Now, here is the guy
Falling
who
in love.
naturally fell in love
With
with a girl
from
from
there.
that same tribe.
Look, it happened to us.
So how do I present? Are you seeing it? How do I present her
To them.
especially my mother?
Oh my word.
Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
How do I present her to my mother? If I'm able to pass through the gate of my mother, then I know my dad is not a problem.
One of my sisters, my siblings.
Those your siblings are, we're living in a modern society.
No, you know some siblings, you know them, they can make
They can be very, they can be tight
Yeah.
and terrible.
Yeah.
Are you getting
So
me?
how do I take this one? I know they will squash her for me, and then you are not telling her that, but you're keeping her time packed in one place,
You don't
and
have
you're not
that-
saying anything.
Your father and your mother have passed on, but you have one sister who represents the
The
mother,
mother.
who is more terrible, who feels it is whatever I agree on that will stay. You seen it? So that puts the guy under pressure. The guy doesn't understand. How do I manage this? How do I wrap my head around this? She wants us to do it. If I take her, the last time I took her to one of my sisters, the response I got was not funny. You understand me? Because of body language. He read it through and through. And he told them so they were supposed to spend about 3 hours. They spent only 30 minutes. And they walked away. And no, I love this my young lady. But then, are you seeing?
Yes, sir.
Pressure, family pressure. It could also be.
Yes, sir.
Apart from that, another reason why men find it very difficult
To propose.
to propose or take their relationship to the next level might be that she was always willing to take things easy. Are you seeing me? The lady in question, she's the easygoing type. No problem, if you're not ready, it's all right. You know, very easygoing. All right, it's okay. Anytime you are ready, we can talk about it. And 2 years have passed, have come and gone. 3 years have come and gone. She's not even, after some time, she's no longer even thinking about it. If she's not thinking about it, the guy should wake up the thing. Are you seeing it? Lest you find yourself taking advantage of her simplicity. You understand what I mean? She could do that because she still feels she's young.
Or she feels she wants to
Or she
build a
feels,
career.
let me build a career, let me build one thing or the other around you. But how long are you going to continue to build a career? There are many things that go along with building career. You understand me?
Yes,
As you're building career, you build your family.
Yes, sir.
If not, you'll find out you have built
Time
one
has
thing.
passed.
Time is no longer there.
Childbearing becomes a problem.
Are you seeing timing?
Yes, sir.
So many things in a man's life they go together simultaneously.
Time.
You are building career, whether it's in education or in the workplace, they go together with several other things. And that's just the way it is. Maybe
Maybe the nature of the job also. The nature of the job of a guy can make him not to propose on time. Because maybe it's a guy that is in a traveling job a job that takes him away most of the time. He's always traveling from one nation to the other, one city to the other. Now he might be thinking, how can I leave my wife here for 3 weeks? I'm away, 2 weeks, I'm away. Maybe I'm in Port Harcourt while she's in Lagos, or maybe I'm in South Africa and she's in London. How are we going to manage them? Those things you can talk about so that you can easily make your decisions. Remember, time is going TikTok. And every day turns into a week, week turns to months, years. Before you realize it, it becomes decade, and you're still following each other.
Yeah.
And you've wasted some of your time.
Ask yourself, what did we do?
God help you if she's not
The reason we are saying this is so that you don't wake up one day and have a serious regret and say, if we knew, maybe we should have done this and this and this and this in order to redeem the time. Seriously, we're out for you to redeem the time. Okay. Another terrible one might be past experiences. Past experiences, I said, the woes of the past. We're talking about the man now.
Yes, sir.
Woes of the past. Girlfriends and girlfriends. What God help us if it was a kind of guy who meets wrong girls. You know what I mean by wrong girls? Girls whose heads are not at home. Yeah, what? So what? I don't want to know. I can get out of my face. Or the one that even agrees to go out with you and says, we will only see once in a month. Or we'll meet only twice in a month. And that twice in a month, you better be ready to know what you want before you come to me. You understand me? Or it's just
no, some of those past experiences. Some of the past experiences are hinged on those kind of proposals.
I got you.
You know, there are guys that they believe in, okay, I'm going out with you, I understand time is ticking, I understand I can't afford to waste your time. Okay, in order not to waste your time, let me propose. Yeah, we're enjoying ourselves, we love ourselves, this relationship looks good. I have not been this happy in my life, so let me ask her. Then he pops the question, and then she deflates. Oh, no, you're too serious now, you're too much in a hurry now. And then maybe if that happens twice or thrice, the guy feels all ladies are the same. So let me not pop the question. In order not to break the relationship, let me just hold it going until she's ready. And she may never be ready because she's brought up to say, don't ask the guy to take you out.
So, which means, as it is with the men, it can also be with women.
Yeah.
I read something somewhere where a lady says, oh, listen, no matter what it is, I'm just not ready yet. You understand me? She's not just ready yet. Why? She considers the need for them to be together, the need for them to be wholesome, the need for them to think alike, the need for them to like each other.
Who said it?
Is she really ready for this?
She's not ready.
Then she tells herself, no, she's not yet ready.
And then the guy, and she throws it in front of a guy. Maybe a guy has had those kind of girls 2 or 3 times. So it forms the reason, the basis why they might not be able to propose. So, you know, my advice, sister, if a guy is delaying and you discover that time is going and you're not comfortable with it, you wake the guy up and ask him, what are we doing in this relationship? You are not saying, ask him, when are we getting married? Just ask him, what are we doing in this relationship? And where is he taking us? And where are we going? Because some guys might actually take it for granted, especially when she takes it easy. Like you said, she might take it. He might feel, okay, you're not worried. Because the other girls I have tried to date, they're always asking me, when are we getting married? But you're just laid back and you're not pushy about this thing. So let me enjoy the relationship while it lasts. You don't want to be like that, okay? Alright, but
so beautiful. Hallelujah.
Amen.
What if the guy is a double-minded person?
He cannot get anything. That's what the Bible says. A double-minded man cannot get anything.
What do we mean by being double-minded? Today he's thinking, honestly, when I get home today, I'm going to propose to her. And then, as he's about to get into the garage, to drive into the garage, the thought visits him. What if she says no?
Let her say no first.
He's not able to manage that.
Okay.
He's not thinking that she can say no. If she can say no, then I have to think, well, let me then wait for the right time. Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
Then he shifts, his mind is shifted. The first mind says, propose to her today. It's a good time. The other mind says, don't even try it. Do you know you can propose to her today, you will lose her completely. Why? Remember the SMS she sent you. Are you seeing that kind of a thing?
You defeated your mind by yourself. Not because she's already said anything, but you beat yourself down.
The double-mindedness means the man is shattered in his thought pattern. He can't think straight.
Yes, sir.
There's this thought that thinks positively, and when he's about to do the positive thing, another thought visits him to tell him, don't even try it. And then he's limited. Because every double-minded man cannot get anything.
According to the scriptures.
According to the Bible.
Sure.
Now, so then, if we take it away from there, the fear that the relationship might not last. Have you seen it? That fear comes as a result of the experiences of others. I know my friend had this issue. This other one had this issue. And so, while we went out the other day, we told ourselves, we better beware and be careful about proposing. And because in the bid to propose, you get what I mean? If you propose on the wrong hand, what if the relationship does not last? What if she's the type who doesn't want to even hear about your proposal? But that's not true.
No, perhaps, relationship actually is, if you want to take your relationship to the next level, my candid advice is that relationship is a faith thing. It's by faith. It can never be by everything being equal, because all things can never be perfect. Relationship is a faith thing. Nobody knows whether relationship will last or not. But what you know is that I believe that this can work for me, and I'm taking this step, and I'm going to commit myself to making it work. And if I'm going to make it work, I trust also that whoever I'm going in relationship with will make it work. So by faith, you can pop the question without thinking of how long it will last. I don't care whether your grandfather broke his, there was divorce between your grandfather and your great grandfather and their wives, your father and your cousins and uncles. Yours can be different. So I know it's a founded fear, especially when the background has these incidents of relationships that don't last. But yours is different. Yours could be different. The Bible, not the Bible, we all know that everybody's fingerprints are not the same thing. Well, we can be twins, but when we put our fingerprints on the ground, it's different. So the marriage of your relations or your parents that broke does not mean that yours will break.
It shouldn't also be a yardstick.
It shouldn't be a yardstick. Whether yours will last or not.
Remember my granddad?
Yeah.
He had everything going with his wife. The day he proposed to the wife, the relationship began to degenerate. The same happened to my dad. Is that why it will happen?
No. Even because they got married and their marriage did not last. Now, if I propose to this girl, we are going to get married, and then the marriage will not last. So why am I going into it in the first place? Now, what are you doing? You're simply locking a girl down who could have at least,
somebody else.
No, perhaps. Okay. Before I say what I have to say already, the Bible says, "He that finds a wife finds a good thing." Please permit me to say this.
Right.
Now, in your bid to find, nobody's stopping you from talking to 1, 2, 3, 4 girls at different times. But now, if you chose to stay with this one girl 1 year, 2 years, you have stopped looking. That's what it means. You are no longer looking to find. You have already found.
Why don't you concentrate?
Okay? So if you've stayed with her 1 year, 2 years, don't say I'm still trying to check. What are you checking? 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you're still checking because you're afraid it will break. You have already spent 6 years, it didn't break. Who says the next 6 will break? So come on. No, don't laugh, perhaps.
I'm laughing because and these are thoughts that barrage a man and kept him down. You know, they keep him down for 6 years. He can't rise up to say, this is what I'm going to do. No, I'm still checking.
What are you checking? 6 years. If you can manage a relationship for 2 years, 3, 4, then the 5th year, if there's a problem, you will also know how to manage it.
Come on,
okay, thank you. I hear my sister Rita here asking a question. Is it right for the lady to pop the question? Please first, if the man is reluctant. Wait. Rita, thank you so much for asking. I'm sure she's asking for a young lady. Now, you see, the world is become very globalized. We are Africans, and in Africa, a lady by culture is not supposed to pop the question.
That's what they say.
Okay, wait. That's what they said. Now, that is what we believe. Okay, imagine me popping the question to you, and your parents and your siblings get to hear later on as Africans. We might be enlightened, we might accept it. How would they look at me as the woman? Because they're Africans. First of all, they will disdain me. Wait. Secondly, they will not even want to relate. You sold yourself. You were begging him to marry you. Listen.
That's what it looks like.
Now, third, they might say, okay, Now that you have married our brother, you are even chasing. You can't do anything, right? When in an African family, they know that you pop the question. Now, asking if it is right is because of the context of the world, the society we live in today.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, whoever can pop the question,
For God's
and
sake.
it's not a problem.
Look,
Where we live, a girl can pop the question.
The truth about it is, look, we live in a modern world.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Let's forget about that background.
Yeah.
You understand me? We are talking about redeeming the time.
Okay.
Because we need to redeem the time, the lady should ask a very reasonable question.
And what is the
I'm
question?
not saying
Pop the question.
pop the question.
Don't pop the question,
but
but
don't pop
be wise.
the real thing.
Exactly.
By saying propose to me.
No.
That's not what we're saying.
Popping the question is, will you, Isaac, Abe, marry me?
No. That's not what we're saying. The question is, hey, where are we going with this?
Exactly.
I don't have time on my side.
No.
Because everything, like when we started, we said everything about a woman works with timing.
Yeah.
Because it works with timing, we're talking to a man who should understand, how to take advantage of time.
To help.
In order to help the woman. Exactly. If you say you love her, if you say she's the one, then go ahead.
Go ahead.
Don't wait.
Okay.
We're saying don't wait until anything is okay.
Okay.
If it's one room, if you don't even have a room, go ahead and propose. You understand what I mean?
To put Richard's question in perspective,
Yes, please.
it is neither here nor there,
Yeah.
but the lady, in my own understanding, shouldn't pop. I might be very primitive and conservative with respect to that because of the consequences it can have in the larger picture.
Okay.
Now, but if she pushes the picture, you must be able to know the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
Some African guys will run away if you pop the question to them. You know the guy loves you, you love him, and you're asking him to marry you. Some traditional African guys will say you're too forward.
Can I even tell you something?
Yes, sir.
He might not be a traditional African guy,
Yeah,
but a guy who has friends.
yeah.
Do you know the same thing you ask that your life or your future depends upon?
Yeah.
He will present it on the table.
And his friends will
On the
laugh.
table with his friends.
And what will they
You
say?
know Florence is even trying to pop me up now.
Trying to
and
marry
she's
me.
saying,
Can you marry me?
Are you going to marry me?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? In actual sense, that's not even where this whole conversation is
It's
about.
leading to. We're talking
The-
about the guys.
What we're interested in is, even when if it gets to the point where the woman needs to ask, there are 1 million ways of
doing
asking a man
Without hitting
necessarily hitting
the name,
the
on the
nail
head.
on the head.
You're right.
And that's where discretion is necessary.
Yes, sir.
Come, what are we doing? You should be. You are not asking him to. Don't propose to me. Don't. I'm not saying propose to me. But hey, what is this?
Okay.
The last 2 years of your life have been the best.
Okay.
So what are you doing with me? I'm saying I don't have time. And don't you waste my
Can
time.
you remember one lady?
Because the guy will waste your time.
Can you remember one lady that
Yes.
told me something? She said there's a time
Yeah.
in a lady's life, a girl child's life.
I remember it was a woman.
Yes, that they will ask you,
I was
oh, girl, whose child are you? Then you say, I am Dr. Abe's daughter. You say, okay,
Alright.
I said that. They say, everybody, it's fine, ma. Then after some time, they say, oh, look at you. You have all grown up. Whose wife are you? And then you say, oh, I am brother sister and son's wife. Hey, oh, God bless you. And then after some time, they'll say, whose mother are you? And then when the lady said that, and that dragged something into our minds, that like the way to present yourself to a guy, especially if that relationship is dragging, it's not by telling him, oh, will you marry me or not? You have to be wise. Take this my story off my mouth and tell the guy, as a lady, one day somebody's going to ask me, whose wife am I? I am not looking younger. Nobody's even asking me now, whose daughter are you? Because I've passed the age of being someone's daughter. I should be somebody's wife. You understand me?
If my assumptions are okay, I understand we're in a relationship.
Can you ask questions?
I also understand that you love me.
Yes.
Did you understand me?
Yes.
I understand we're in a relationship. I know that you love me. You understand me? And I know that we need to have a future together.
Yes, sir.
The question is, what are we waiting for? The woman does not understand. You see, most of the things we are considering today are not issues with the woman.
No, they are
She
things she
doesn't
can step
understand
over.
what you are talking about.
She can step over them.
She can step over those things.
Yeah.
These things reside with the man.
Yes, sir.
And they have consequences.
Yes, sir.
They have aim. Are you getting the thing?
Yes, sir.
These things reside with a man.
Yes, sir.
And because they reside with a man, they are intended to keep the man down. They are intended to deny the man his future. The man looks reasonable with all these things. They sound very reasonable. But those things will keep him down. Because without these things, you understand me, you can still go ahead and have a future.
Right.
They don't, none of these, you understand me,
Sure.
are parameters for the future.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting yet?
Yes, sir.
There are strong reasons that hold a man down in his mind.
But do you know that almost all these things are backed up by fear?
That is what we are coming there gradually. Did we not even talk about fear? We said the fear that the relationship might not last.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
one of the fears. Are you seeing the
Yes,
thing?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
then it means, whether we like it or not, at some point, we need to be able to sell ourselves. Look at it.
Yeah,
The man
let's
is
talk
asking
about money
himself.
again.
We've talked about money before,
Yeah.
but financially he wants to be independent.
You can't be independent.
You know what I mean by financial? I want to have enough money before I can get into
You
marriage.
can't have enough.
That is why the man will get to 40 years.
No, you're talking 40. Remember your colleague
40,
that was
42, 43,
44.
45.
The one that says, I will just bring one little lady here and she'll be eating all my money. Man, you're selfish.
So,
do you know
one day the guy
selfish?
told me, he said, let me make enough money. At least I know the little lady is going to eat
To
my
come and
money.
eat my money.
Yes, she's going to eat my money, but let me make the money first. At 44,
He was still not married.
44, who will hear the
Do
story?
you know the funny thing that happened? Now, I was telling you that time, I said, this guy has lost the skill of even asking a girl out. How is he going to be able to propose?
What kind of a person is he going to marry?
Because he's now too old. He doesn't know how to play the game anymore. The girls will look at him as uncle.
Ask me what kept him down. These things we are talking
Oh
about.
Lord Jesus, help me.
Turned him, made him wait until 40 before he can now start thinking. Because at that 40, he's not still thinking because he's in the city. He went to the village and the mother said, I will die if you don't bring a woman the next time. That's the only reason he's thinking now about little lady. So why are we even doing all this? You don't have to wait until you are financially anything before you go ahead. Go ahead still.
By faith.
By faith.
By faith.
Yeah.
Some people, no, this is to counter some teaching. Some people told us
Yes.
that if you find a man, who have a lot of things these days, please let's balance this so that some
Yes,
people
please.
will be free from that bondage. Where we live, you have to pay what is called lobola, the
Yeah.
fear of lobola.
Yeah.
How am I going to get money? Okay, like lobola is like our dowry in
Yeah.
Nigeria and the rest of Africa. Now, it's very expensive to marry here because you have to pay different kinds of things. And,
Crazy things,
and then some pastors have even taken stand with tradition to say if a brother doesn't have up to 50,000 rand in his account, he should not even propose to you. And some pastors have gone out of their way to even ask brothers who want to get married or who are proposing to marry a girl in their church, girls in their churches, to bring their account, so that they will see how much is there. For God's sake, are you also going to help them live together and help them sort out their financial issues? All because we are saying, yes, it's true, some things have gone wrong, people have not been rich and they have not been settled, stable, and they married wives. I and my husband, I'm not ashamed to tell you that when we got married, we were not earning a rand. We didn't earn 1 naira. We didn't even have a job. We were not even looking for a job at the time.
No, we were waiting. I was waiting until things get better.
It couldn't happen.
But it was not getting any better.
It didn't.
One day the Lord said, my friend, get up and go and marry.
Did he supply or not? Now, imagine that. Imagine him saying, because I don't have a job, did you have to still be cutting? By now, my hair is all yellow or white. And they will still be there and be holding our shame.
What is that?
Now,
What is that?
you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So, it is not until you are financially stable that you should marry.
That is it.
Now, I remember that I had some pastors preach and I kept quiet because it's not my platform. I don't quarrel people on their platforms.
Yeah.
Some pastors tell you if the guy comes and he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have any business, he doesn't have money, don't marry him. And I laughed. No, Babs, let me just balance so that somebody will understand where I'm coming from. I tell people that if the guy comes, he is not educated, he did not learn any trade, he doesn't have anything he can turn into a resource that can earn money, don't marry him. If the guy is not sound mind, he doesn't have sound understanding and faith in Christ, how do you prove that? I don't know. But we know that our testimonies speak about who we are. I mean, our lives, you can't hide it. A character is a smoke, you can't hide it, it will come out. Now, if a guy comes and he has degree or degrees, or he is a skilled person, he's a carpenter, he has a shop or he's trying to start up a shop and he's very good at what he does. He's a barber. He is somebody that has something that puts food on the table and you know you can add value to that thing. He doesn't have to have all the money. Men have been seen to have their lives improved because they married good women who helped them add value to their lives and things came out. So I am not an advocate of the man must be financially settled before he can marry you.
Whether he's financially settled or not, the woman who wants to settle down with a man must be aware of the potentials she has seen in the man.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? How do I marry a man who is not thinking? Do you understand what I mean? Who is not resourceful in anything? No, you don't go into such.
Okay.
So the woman in question knows what she's going into. You understand me?
Okay.
You can't be enjoying your relationship for years if the guy is a dunce.
Okay.
It means you are manipulating him.
Exactly.
That's not the kind of thing we're talking about. We're talking about people who are going to have a future. You want to reach something?
Yeah, Kenny asked a question.
Yeah.
He said, is it true that we need faith and to let go of fear? Of course, yes.
Of course.
You can't have faith and fear. They are both opposing forces. You are either afraid or you have faith. Faith is confidence in the word of God.
The truth about it is, I'm talking to a bold man.
Yeah.
You understand me? We are talking to a bold man, a confident man, a man who says, I am not waiting for everything to happen before it will meet me on the way.
Okay, fine.
That is faith.
Yes,
anyway.
now, we said, but what things do guys need to put in place at least as a benchmark before marriage? First of all, I said you have to have a skill or a career. Even if you're not employed yet, even if you don't have an office yet, but you have something that could earn something, you have to have that. You have to have Jesus Christ in your life. Because I know that marriage was made by God. And he has his own manuals to make marriage work. If you use another manual to try to run marriage, it will break. First of all, are you a child of God? I'm not saying are you a Christian, do you go to church? No. Do you have a personal relationship with God? Because that is the basic, in fact, it's the first person you should have before you even look for a woman or you look for a man or a man finds you. You have to have God or Jesus Christ in your heart. You can't marry a woman who does not believe in the same things with you. Look out for a woman who has somebody they respect or somebody they fear. A woman that fears the Lord, the Bible says in Proverbs 31, she shall be honored. Now, if you see a woman who has the fear of God, the fear of God is not because she's a prayer warrior or a prayer champion. No. A woman that fears the Lord is a woman that sees that she could be right here. And she's willing to give up that right because of what God said. Somebody might have insulted her. Many times God will allow you to see opportunities to test what this lady stands for. And then you see that, you know, somebody offended her. Maybe somebody spat on her mistakenly. And the person says, I'm sorry. And then she releases her hand. And then you say, but sweetheart, why did you slap this guy? But he has only told you sorry, it was a mistake. Which mistake? And she tried to say, but we are Christians. Which Christian? You should even pour dust on my head. Look at that. If he gives you 3-4 times like that, just walk away. It's a benchmark. She's not going to change. A woman that will hear, but what if this were Christian, the Bible said? And she said, which Bible? Please just walk away. Okay? So benchmark, a woman that is genuine. I'm still going to talk about ladies, why guys don't propose on time. You understand me? If you watch a woman, she's fake, you can't place her. There are things you can't say are real about this woman. Just walk. Anyways, and we're still going to talk more about that. Kenny, I hope you're satisfied with those, okay?
Okay, let's look at it this way. The next point is, it's not funny.
Why a guy will not propose?
Why a guy will not propose?
Pop the question. Like
you know why? You know why? Maybe he's bending a man like himself.
God forbid.
Or another man is bending him. According to Janet Jackson, in Why Did I Get Married To? So who are you bending? And who is bending you? The reason the man is not able to come up with anything, he's being bent, or somebody is bending him, or is bending someone. Where does that leave us? Look very well.
Yes, sir.
You understand me?
Yes, sir.
That is where boldness is necessary.
Yes, sir.
We are in this together. Why are you not
asking me?
Yeah.
What is happening?
What is really happening?
Where are we going to?
Do you have options? Do you have an alternative somewhere?
Yeah.
These are the questions.
And another reason why the guy will not propose. Okay, I will talk about that.
We'll
later.
talk about it.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
talk about it.
Yes, sir.
So then,
The last
we have
one.
looked at all this.
Waiting.
We
The
said,
prophecy.
oh God, have mercy. This is a terrible one. Did you know that till today,
Yes, sir.
the guy is not proposing because he is waiting for prophecy. He loves her. She's everything he's looking for as a woman. But religiously, what happens? There has to be a prophecy. So he will go to the pastor. Pastor, this is her name. Look for me. You are waiting.
What are you saying? How
Pastor,
does anybody
check
know
for
about the
me.
future?
Check for me
What will
whether
happen?
she's my wife.
What are you saying?
Give it to your pastor.
Who will show you? No. Who will show your pastor whether she's your wife or not? Is it God?
Many marriages.
No, perhaps. No. Let's drag this down.
Yeah.
If a member of your church comes to ask you, say, Pastor, is Sister B my wife? Who is going to show you whether he's your wife? Who is going to show you? Is it God?
Some doctrines.
God doesn't show that.
Some Christian doctrines go along this line.
No. Because God
then
says.
the pastor will say, oh,
no.
give me some time.
And then you do what?
Give me some time so I can pray.
And do what?
Pastor can take 6 months.
He's praying.
He's praying.
To do what?
Yeah, why he's
He's not praying anything. No, but we know that he's not praying.
He's not praying.
Perhaps the thing is that.
And we're talking about the things that waste a woman's time.
Yes, sir.
You understand me? It has gone off the hand of the two of them into the hand of a third party. Are you seeing doctrines and religion away from the hand of the two people into the hand of a third party who does not even care, who is not even thinking about the two of them?
Okay.
Yet 6 months down the line, the man is still there. No, I know pastor will call me one of these days. After 6 months, he has not called. 9 months, he has not called. Are you getting what I'm saying? Because the pastor is not thinking about you.
Babs, can I also say something, sir?
Hey.
You know, this issue of waiting for prophecy or waiting for man of God to confirm, I am not against you asking your pastor's opinion when you have found
Look
a
at my
wife,
parameters.
when you
Yes.
have found a girl. I remember a very close person to me, my own family blood, told me, one, two have asked me to marry them, and I don't know who it is. I didn't say, wait, let me ask God, who is your husband? Or I said, give me the list of these questions. These are my questions. Who is he? Where is he from? Do you like him? Can you stand this? Can you stand that? These are my parameters.
Easy question.
Give me a spreadsheet and answer me these questions, and let us carefully examine these things. And by the time we finish exam, it will give you a lead on what
where you are going.
I won't lie against God to tell you that God said to me that is your husband or that is your wife. I won't even do it for my children.
What if it's your
But
mind?
I won't even, I'm being honest on this national or global altar,
Yeah.
this global platform to say, I won't even do it for my own daughters to say, oh, this guy
I
is
will
your
help you
husband.
check whether it's your husband.
No.
It's that.
I will only ask them, what do you say about this and this and this? I will ask them pertinent questions, like Kenny asked. These are my benchmark questions. Is he a Christian? Is he God-fearing? Let me meet with him. I will talk with him. I'm not a witch to know what he's thinking, but I will ask him 3 or 4 questions.
Did God say he that finds a wife or
Finds a good thing. So how do I know the
If
future?
the man says, I have found you as my wife, and to me you are a good thing.
Yeah.
And another man comes and says, God said
it's not your wife. How are you going to cope with that? Anyway, it's not right to be waiting for visions and prophecies before you. Some people say, if you're my wife, I will dream. God will show me in a dream. He doesn't show like that. Go and read the Bible. Go and sit down and find out what God said about marriage. And find it.
What about the man who saw that she's going to be the devil in his life?
And then he married her, he proposed, no, he can't do that.
Are you seeing what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's going to be the devil in his life, that's why he's not going to propose to her.
No, your mind is there. The mind is messed up. Anyway, but you know why I think a guy will not propose to a girl he's been going out with for a long time? Fakeness, artificiality. When a guy cannot say for sure, this girl is real, this is who she is. Today she's black, next tomorrow she's white. She's not stable. He cannot say, come. I don't know. I don't really know her. I love her, but I don't understand her. She's fake. He's not calling her fake, But he's saying there's something that is not real about her. It will make a guy not to pop that question. So I'd advise girls out there to just be real, be genuine. Let the guy know what he's going into. I'm not saying wash your heart out and let him see. No. Just be you. There are so many things we cover, so many things we try to hide that makes us look very flake and flaky. That makes people, that could make a guy not to propose.
That's one.
Yeah.
What if, I don't know, just as you're talking,
Yes, sir.
what if she lives above her means?
It's fake. That's what I'm talking about.
No. When I mean living above her means, I'm talking about when you see a young girl,
Yes, sir.
and all of a sudden, you look at how much she earns, where she lives, what she writes, and things like that.
What she wears.
And what she wears. And you tell yourself, this is totally out of range. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Even if the guy will still have that reservation about, come, are you for real? You understand me?
You're either in
If I
debt
see
or
you,
somebody is
what
funding this.
what I'm looking at you, the total expenses around you is over $1 million in naira, so to say.
Yeah.
Which is, let's say, about over 80,000 rand
Per month.
and that's what I see about you.
Yes, sir.
And I tell myself, where are you getting this? Because it's, first of all, in excess of what you earn,
I hear you, sir.
which means somebody else is sponsoring this somewhere.
Yes, sir.
If a man suspects that,
He might not pop it.
don't you think he's not going to
Pop that question.
He won't.
So we're finished talking about the things pertinent to the guy.
To the guy.
Now, pertinent to the lady is sex before marriage. It's just like eating the pudding before you even take it out of the fire. They say the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Now, you're giving the guy up front what he should be begging you for and willing to pay for. You're giving it to him up front.
So what's he going to pay for?
He might not be too much in a hurry. Once you're bedding, I'm not saying Christians, or some Christians are in a long relationship where we had one and you are not bedding yourselves. After you gave your life to Christ, you tell yourself, I'm now a Christian. Now, you are not bedding yourselves. The guy will not have anywhere to quench fires. He will be quick to think about getting married. I'm just being upfront here. Now, if you give upfront, these days, this generation says, if I don't do it, he will find another. Let him find another. Stay. The person that will marry you for who you are and for what you stand for will come and meet you. Now they tell you, oh, you're just a dinosaur. Please be the dinosaur.
Indeed.
Be the dinosaur.
That's why he's not proposing.
Yeah. You're giving him what he wants.
He's getting what he wants. Yeah. So why will he propose to you?
Kenny,
why will he want to propose to you? Propose that what? I have what I'm looking for, so why should I want to pay for it?
I've already tasted it.
Oh, that is
it's just like going to the shop.
So you're not coming back to tell me this is what you are worth. You're not coming back to tell me this is what you are worth.
No, you're not.
I'm the one who will look at you and say, are you really worth that? You are not worth it because you've already given me your worth.
Exactly, up front.
That is it.
Another thing is career or profession versus marriage. A lady might say, I want to build my career before I start falling pregnant, because the kind of job, or before I get married, because the kind of job I have, once I fall pregnant, I will lose certain benefits, I will lose certain pause and certain things, that attractions to the job. So she says, I'm not getting married now. The guy will ask you, can you please be my wife? You tell the guy the first time, they tell him the second time, the third time the guy will ask again. And you can be in that relationship for only God knows how long. But because he loves you, he will keep waiting. But remember, it is the lady that is having time draining, because you would definitely want to marry, and definitely you want to get pregnant and have kids. And if you do that, and there is no time anymore to conceive. Some of us are looking for children today. I'm not saying it's everybody, because time is of essence when it concerns conception. Time is of essence when it concerns, I'm not saying people cannot conceive at 40 or 50. I'm just trying to be I mean, as simple as possible here to say there are things we need not fight about. I mean, we don't need not begin to fast and pray about because they delayed, all because we didn't make our decisions on time. So some of those things that are pertinent to career, we can arrange them and shift them. You know, find a way around those things, discuss them. When your husband to be or your fiancé sees that you put your work forward, your work or your career is the first thing you think of. Oh, my life is my job is my life. The guy might even be afraid to propose because he might think that if he proposes, you are going to dump him for your career. Who wants to take the second place after a job? You understand me? Nobody wants to take a second place behind a job. Another one is uncertainty. A guy can look at the lady and say, I'm not certain that this lady trusts me to be able to be the husband I'm supposed to be to her. Okay? When the guy looks and you are not giving him that assurance, I discovered from my own experience that you have to keep giving an assurance to the guy you're going out with, because a guy with all those things you listed, about 8 of them or 9 of them, backgrounds that are pressuring him, needs your assurance and reassurance that, look, he's not making a mistake here. He has not found something wrong. You're not in trouble. You're not a bag of trouble for him. You are able to get to him. You are able to, you have his back, you have his support, you are his support, and he can trust you. Now, when he knows that you trust him and you are assuring him of all those things, there will be no reason why he would delay asking the question. Okay?
The next one I saw here,
yes,
that was the last statement you made.
Yes, sir.
As you were talking, I wrote trust.
Yes, sir.
I wrote trust. Yeah. Trust in the sense that, are you trustworthy as a lady? Can the guy trust you? Because it's not been proposing. He's not proposing because he can't trust you. If he's not able to trust you, he's telling himself, I bring you closer to me. What am I going to get? You understand me? Trust you in terms of your movement. You get what I mean? Yes, can he trust you to be able to keep his secrets?
That is where insecurity comes in.
Are you seeing it?
The guy is already insecure.
Yes.
And then can he trust you with himself, with his life, to keep his secret?
I'm looking for a woman I can talk with.
Yes, sir.
I can talk with. The question is, can I trust you to be able to keep whatever I put into your hand? Are you seeing it? Are you a pot?
Or you are
just a sister?
Or a basket? A pot of basket.
This is the question.
Yes, sir.
So then, it means if she's able to trust you,
yes,
there's no reason why he won't go ahead. Let's talk. Are you also that kind of a person that you don't allow others in the conversation? You control conversations. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Controlling conversations can frustrate a man. You understand me? It will frustrate a man. He might not be able to tell you straight away that, look, every time I'm in conversation, you want to win conversation. Are you getting me? You want to win conversation. You don't understand that you need to leave room. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
When we are discussing, allow me to express myself. You understand me? Don't talk me down. Don't put me in a position, in a disadvantaged position. Let's discuss freely.
No, don't put me in a defensive position. Where I have to keep defending myself instead of being...
Exactly. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
I might not, the guy in question might not be the best of guys.
Yes, sir.
He might not even be that kind of guy that is clean, so to say. But he doesn't also want to be put in a defensive position.
No man wants to be put down. No man.
He doesn't want to be put in a defensive position.
Now, when the girl is not respectful,
yes.
If a lady is not respectful, you know, you can't put a veil over the guy's eyes. I mean, we are like in each other's face, we are going out, we are in a relationship, and month after month, year after the guy observes that you're disrespectful, and you're not, the way you relate with people, the way you talk to people, the way you handle matters, the things, they are challenging him, and he's like, will this lady respect my parents? Will he respect my family? Will he respect my friends? Will she respect
If I leave you to handle something for me, are you not going to put, making my heart to skip?
Exactly.
Because of uncertainty.
Exactly. So
because of inability to be able to say this is what you will do.
Exactly.
You understand
so
me?
That could shift the popping day. That could shift the day he asks you, can you marry me? Okay.
A little outburst here and there. It's another one.
Yes, and that leads me to that thing of hardness. Some ladies are very hard. Some girls are hard. They are hardcore. You know, they are like, you're
Because of
unbendable,
experiences.
you're unbendable, they can't forgive you. You know, things happened in the past, they have become hardened, and you know, they are no longer tender, they are no longer, you know, this
They've
woman,
lost that
they've lost
taste
that
of-
femininity, that thing that makes you a woman, you know, that thing that subtle, beautiful thing that God has put in us. Some ladies allow experiences in the past to harden them. And then when a guy discovers that a woman is hard or a lady is hard, it's difficult to ask her. It's difficult to pop the question. You don't know where she'll come out from. You don't know what she's going to say
Hardness.
about those things, okay?
The Bible
Now,
says the ways of transgressors
Yeah.
are hard.
yeah, so when a lady is hard, that means that, I mean, you know, it's difficult to even ask. I mean, can I marry you? You know, you want to, whether you want to marry a fellow man or you want to marry a woman, where she's supposed to bend for some things to go over. She's hard. She's like, no,
Yeah.
I won't let this
I
go.
won't, no.
You know, I remember somebody saying, there was a thing we were discussing the other day about somebody that the family had issues. There was a conflict in the family. The husband came and was talking to his wife. I expected the woman to say, my love, this is still family. Blood is thicker than water. You know what? Let's just let this ride. Let's see how it will pan out. She said, no, we can't let this happen. The husband is like quiet. And she's now shouting. I'm saying, you're trying to sensitize him against his siblings and their wives. You are the first wife in the family, and you want to cause trouble because you are the first wife. You came there before the others, and your husband is the firstborn. So what? You should be the mother of the rest of the women coming in instead of being hard. No, they should respect you and me, because no, you don't do that. Now, when a woman projects herself as that kind of person, that will now be a problem in the future. How do you want the guy to pop the question? He's not going to pop that question. Another one is desperation. Some ladies are desperate, okay? Now, we are saying the guy should not delay it, but don't be desperate. Rita asked us a question here saying, should the woman pop the question when the guy is delaying? And we said no. She must be tactical. That's the way. That's why we are women. God gave us tact and wisdom to be able to manage. You can make a man say what he doesn't want to say because you are tactical. We have women grace. Come on, women. We have the other one said. I think I had that in Dallas when the church, when the man of God, the elder said, every woman has her husband's mumu.
Okay,
mumu means you know what to do. Your husband will just turn to mumu like that.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the mumu thing you can use for him, you will look like desperate if you begin to push for marriage. For instance, you're just in a relationship for 3 months, 6 months, and you're asking, when are we going to meet your parents? When are we going to meet my parents? You're desperate.
And you want to ask when you're going to meet your parents. You're doing it on phone. You understand me?
That's no discretion. No discretion, man. No.
The guy will just go, man, this guy did desperate. And immediately he assumes that
that's the end.
He will form an attitude towards whatever you want to bring.
Wow.
What was it you were talking about really? On the phone. You're talking about such a sensitive thing. On the phone.
You know what the Bible calls a woman without discretion? It says a woman discretion is like when you put a gold ring on the nose of a pig. You know, that's what indiscretion does to a woman. You know, when you don't have discretion to say that there is time for everything.
Yes, look at the environment, look at the
atmosphere.
Let the atmosphere be
right
before you present whatever.
Certain things, you know.
So you just don't bring anything because this thing has been bothering me, and I'm going to tell you. I don't care. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
And by the time you do that, in an indiscreet, indiscreet manner,
Yes,
it will not augur well, and it will not yield the right kind of fruit. So then, do we have anything we still want to talk
Summarily,
Okay.
we have spent at least 1 hour here talking about the reason or the need for guys not to delay asking a particular lady out, or the reasons why they delay asking for a lady to marry them, even though they have been in a relationship for a long time. You see, we understand that the world has become a different place, and our young people need guidance from time to time. Many of them don't even know what to do, how to handle some of these things. All we say is discuss with the lady. If she loves you, she will understand the things that are constraining you, and both of you can work out a way together. If she walks away from you because you're presenting who you are, really know that when you get married, she'll walk away. So a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage because you have not even committed too much to one another in a relationship. So present yourself, don't hide. Don't try to know if she hears this about me, she will run away. If she sees that my background is, get her, she will still see that background altogether when you get married. So instead of wasting her time and your time, why don't you come out clean? And say, this is who I am, these are the challenges, are you willing to carry this with me? And then let her unpack too for herself. Okay.
It's necessary for us to put this into perspective so that we will understand at the end of the day, whether we like it or not, two people in a relationship should not be time wasters.
Don't waste each other's time.
Don't waste each other's time. In those days when we live in the Stone Age, you understand me? You can be doing this as unto that time, but you shouldn't even give it a trial now. Why? Because you must know how to redeem the time.
Yes, sir.
You don't know how to redeem the time, they will call you a time waster.
Yes,
You don't know how to redeem the time, you will lose precious things.
yes, sir.
You don't know how to redeem the time. Do you know many people, in not knowing how to redeem the time, have turned their wives into girlfriends,
and broken relationships.
and they have broken precious relationships just because they don't know how to redeem the time. I'm speaking to a guy out there, and I'm telling you today, redeem the time. You understand me?
It's true, you're having
Be
a
bold.
good time, but
Be
redeem
bold.
it.
Be bold.
Yes,
Walk
sir.
away from consequences and reach out for the goal.
Yes, sir.
Hit the nail on the head. Propose to her. Don't wait for all the right times in the world. There are no right times anywhere. Tell her, my love, I want to talk with you. Do you know I love you? I want us to take this to the next level. Let's go see my parents. Before that time, are you going to agree to marry me? This is how it is. Put it straight to her. Let her know. If you want to marry her, go ahead. Stop looking at so many things. All those attachments have a way of locking things down. And every attachment is not coming to tell you, listen, I want to stand in the way of your propositions. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
They come as a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
That's why we listed them out, so you can see them, so you can stop. Do you know how can you, a man, wait until your mother approves of a guy? Are you getting what I'm saying? If your mother does not approve of a particular lady, you can't marry her. What is it?
Are you going to marry your mom?
For God's sake. I'm just waiting for one disapproval.
Which mom?
Let me bring that to you, mommy. You are talking to your mom about the lady you want to marry, and you are saying, let me bring that to you so you can access her. Come on. Come on. Which means you don't know what you want. Guys, rise up to the occasion. You understand me? Rise up to the occasion. Come out clean and tell yourself, this is what I want. Then go all out for it,
Yes, sir.
and it will be well with you.
Amen.
As soon as you make up your mind to begin to go all out, you see favors around you.
Yes, sir.
You see things, doors will open for you.
Yes, sir.
Some prayers that people make, they make me laugh. You understand me? Yes. Do you know there are prayers in your life, or there are blessings in your life that are waiting for your decision?
That step
I'm telling you,
That first step.
he that finds a wife
finds a good thing.
and obtains what?
Favor.
But the favor does not show immediately.
Until you find.
Immediately you take your steps.
Yes, sir.
Inside finding a wife, you see
Things will
doors
open
will
up.
begin to open up.
Yes, sir.
The doors of favor. So it is. So we trust God
Okay.
that whatever you have had today, you will make something out of it.
But please, before we close,
Yeah.
we just want to show you our CV.
Yeah.
We are guilty of what we have just told you. We had a very long courtship. Everybody that knows us knows that.
We were victims of whatever we're
We have
talking
talked-
to you about
And we
today.
are qualified to talk to you about these things because we know that time wasted, we can't recap it again. Yeah, it's true. We're having fun.
Those were
We're young. I think I was.
that was
young.
what it looked like.
Yeah.
But later in life, we came to discover that because those things were time
wasted.
They were not called for.
Okay, you don't have to wait. It
They
doesn't
were not
mean
called
anything.
for.
Now, I told my daughter, she was asking me, Mama, why are we going to be talking about this kind of thing? I said, because in courtship, you can court for 20 years. The day you
It's
marry,
nothing.
the
That's the
21st
first
year,
thing.
you will discover that you're just looking
You just
at each
wasted your
other
time.
like different. As if you never knew yourselves. It's a new platform. Everybody that is honest will tell you this. Once you say I do, it changes everything. You are now Mr. and Mrs.
It's another ball game.
I know there's a spirit I call Mr. There's a Mr. Spirit that climbs the men, and a Mrs. Spirit that climbs the women, that makes us want to become different things altogether. And that changes everything. You're 21 years or 15 years or 10 years, it just flies out of the window. You just know that. Is that what?
Were we? But
we ask me, we know ourselves. I am saying this because I want you to take us seriously. We are not talking from because when we slept on the right side of bed. We just want you to know that wasting time in courtship. I'm not saying you should meet somebody today and marry them in the next 6 months. It's possible for people that like it, but at least allow yourselves to know yourselves. At least minimum 1 year, maximum for me 3 years, and then pop the question.
By wisdom.
By wisdom.
Allow discretion to make you not to waste time. Redeem the time.
Time is precious. Time is precious. Time is precious. And you might be thinking, thank God we didn't even fall into wrong hands.
Yeah.
Somebody can just look at me, maybe if I was that materialistic, bamboozle me with some things. How many times did they send people to come and carry me? Because we are going to, they have found somebody who wants to marry you. They brought somebody from Bodoivo, from overseas. The man is looking for a wife. I said, I'm not going. What if I didn't stay? And then I went to marry somebody. I don't think I'll be doing what I'm doing today. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I know.
Qualified to talk about this.
So I'm talking about this from the place of experience. That's where we're coming from. And we need you to please take it seriously. Don't waste your time. If you found a wife, there's no money, there's nothing, believe God. Talk about it, take the first step.
The little you have is enough.
Pop the question and take those steps. The Lord bless you.
The little you have is enough to keep you going.
Yes, sir.
Don't wait until you amass or you have everything.
You have one room, you're blessed. We didn't have a room.
Keep running.
We didn't have a room, but God has blessed us, and we are grateful. And that's why we're sharing this. We are not ashamed of where we started.
No.
It humbles me every time I think of where we started from. Every time I think of my wedding day, we didn't even have a house to go back to. From the hotel, we went straight to my mother-in-law's house to go and sit down and begin to ask, where are we going to go from here? But today we are not living with them. Come on, take your steps. You can do this. You can do this. The Lord bless you.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
You know why? Sometimes you might have guys who are like me when I was like you. I don't want you to be like me when I was like you. That's why I'm speaking this way. So you can redeem the time. Do something about where you are. Take bold steps, and honestly speaking, God will confirm the bold steps you take. The Lord bless you.
Amen.
Thanks. See you next time. Make the best of whatever you have had. The Lord bless you again.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.